A crucial climate change summit, COP26, is getting underway in Glasgow. The gathering is widely seen as the last chance to save the planet from irreversible damage caused by global warming. Speaking in Rome at the conclusion of the G20 summit, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson warned world leaders that there are no compelling excuses for failing to take action on global warming, but he said there was still a huge way to go. Leaders at the G20 agreed on carbon neutrality by or around mid-century as the conference in Rome wrapped up, but their draft agreement made few firm commitments, disappointing climate activists. And France, which is in dispute with Britain over fishing rights, says the two countries have agreed on the need to ease tensions.
Japan's main ruling Liberal Democratic Party is maintaining control of the lower house following Sunday's election. Prime Minister Kishida Fumio's party has secured what's called a stable majority, even without the help of its coalition partner. This assures it can easily shepherd bills through the House. With that, the LDP can chair and hold half of the seats on all standing committees. The Prime Minister has been in the role for less than a month. He says voters have now given him a mandate and he will work to follow through on his campaign promises. But the party's top executive suffered a personal setback. Amari Akira has become the first sitting LDP Secretary General to lose a single-seat district vote. Although he is getting a seat in proportional representation, he conveyed to Kishida his intention to resign from his post. Amari oversaw the LDP's election campaign. Adding in the seats secured by Komeito, the ruling coalition is retaining another level of dominance. It will provide even stronger control over the legislative process at the committee level. The coalition also controls the upper house. The party leaders are commenting on the election results. Here's what they had to say.
If we are going to win the majority, we would like to recognize that we have gained the confidence of voters. We are going to lose many seats, so we need to carefully consider how this will affect the management of the government and the Diet. I would like to lay out economic measures as soon as possible, including what we talked about during the election campaign. We need to outline an amount for the budget that will enable us to deal with those issues. We would like to enact the supplementary budget by the end of this year.
We wanted to have a one-on-one battle with the Liberal Democratic Party. It was a close race in many districts, so I think it was effective to a certain extent. There are measures against the coronavirus and the risk of a rebound that we need to consider. We also have to repair an economy that has been badly hit by the pandemic. I think that is the number one priority. Prime Minister Kishida has been talking about a new capitalism, but he did not give any details about it during the campaign. What should change and what shouldn't change? This is what needs to be clarified first. We want to say that fair distribution and security are the sources of growth, and we would like to continue engaging in debate about it.
I think we are doing well as we look at the number of votes and seats. We have faced the serious situation from the coronavirus for a year and a half. The response was trial and error, but we have seen a harsh evaluation from people, and that sentiment still remains. We feel it is important to make people see that we will implement the policies, including the supplementary budget, we suggested during the campaign.
We called for a change of government with opposition parties that cooperate, and I think this has been effective. We see in some districts that we have defeated influential LDP candidates. We want to deal with issues like the coronavirus, the economy, and diplomacy. We also want to focus on new concerns, such as climate change and gender equality.
I think voters wanted to give us an opportunity to increase the number of our lawmakers, and the number of votes reflects that. In order to distribute wealth, we believe that the country needs to reform and grow. We would like to make proposals about the reform.
It is good that all 6 of our candidates are projected to retain their seats in their districts. The coronavirus has damaged our economy and society. So, in order to recover, we would like to actively propose policies, as we have been doing.
Joining us is NHK World senior political commentator Masuda Tsuyoshi. Tsuyoshi, Prime Minister Kishida's Liberal Democratic Party has secured a lower house majority on its own. How significant is this?
It means the current coalition government led by the LDP will remain in power. And the LDP has a majority, so in that sense, we can say Kishida has won the election. The party will lose some seats from the 276 it had before the election. But a single-party majority means the Kishida administration is still working with a very stable base of support.
But the LDP may suffer one big-name casualty tonight. Secretary General Amari Akira fell short in his district race and expressed his intention to resign from his post. How would his departure affect the Kishida administration?
Well, we don't know yet if he will actually resign. Prime Minister Kishida could turn down his request, but this is a historic result regardless. It's the first time an incumbent LDP Secretary General has lost in a single-seat district. Amari was particularly powerful in the party and essentially Kishida's second in command. His resignation would be a huge setback for the administration.
How will the Kishida administration proceed?
The Prime Minister is expected to hold a news conference to explain his government's policy priorities and lay out the timing for the economic measures he called for during the election. Kishida will then head to Britain to attend the COP26 International Climate Change Conference. He returns in early November, at which point he is expected to convene a special diet session to be re-elected as Prime Minister and launch his second cabinet.
Thank you very much, senior political commentator Masuda Tsuyoshi.
Thank you.